Well, hello and welcome to the Camp Loll High Adventure video. We're so looking forward to the adventures that we'll share together. We're not at Camp Loll yet, but the next best thing as far as I'm concerned here in the scout room and to Lost Connor's home. So I hope that if you can't find us entertaining enough, you'll be able to at least stare at the walls and see some beautiful scouting memories there. Again, my name is Jody Oram. I've had the pleasure to be up at Camp Loll since 1987, where I actually, as a youth, got to participate in many of these high adventure hikes that we'll be talking about today, and let you know that my life was changed due to the beautiful things I saw and the beautiful people I got to interact with. And we hope that is the same experience that you and your groups will have as you come up to camp this summer.
And my name is Leif Connor, and I'm excited to be able to help provide some information today and hopefully in the future through contact to be able to help you prepare for a wonderful high adventure in the backcountry of Tetons and Yellowstone in the Jedediah Smith Wilderness. So we're excited to have you join us today. Thank you.
I think probably the best place to start is traveling to camp. So when your week comes, of course, our camp program runs from Monday until Saturday, and so we would hope that you'd plan on arriving at camp sometime in the late morning or very early afternoon, so that we can make sure that we have enough time to go over the medical rechecks that you end up having. Again, you want to plan on having lunch already eaten, or in a place where you'll be able to eat either on the trail or once you get to camp. Our commissary begins at dinner on Monday evening, so something we'd like to keep in mind. If you feel by the end of this video that you would like a little supplemental, the video that we have that's designed for the troops that are coming in for the week, the very beginning of that goes into a lot of the travel and other pieces of information you might want to know, and the very end goes over an awful lot of health and safety. And so I would defer you to that video if you're so interested, especially the beginning and the end. Could have some very helpful information, including in traveling up to camp and how to get there. Also, there is, of course, the council website. It's utahscouting.org. Scouts.org. And of course there, if you go down to the very bottom, you'll end up seeing Camp Loll, and then Camp Loll has many links, even links specific to the hikes that you may be going on. So of course the 3 hikes that we'll be covering today, which we offer, of course, is one into Yellowstone National Park and the Beckler corner of the park called the Beckler Trek. We also have one up into the Tetons, of course, putting you in the Tetons, where we go up Cascade Canyon and have all sorts of fun up in the Tetons. And then, of course, the Jedediah Smith Wilderness adventure as well, which all will be covered in a quick way here. So once you get to camp and you travel to camp, of course, our adventures begin right there on Monday. And so I'll let Leif talk about our Monday arrival, and then we'll go back and forth from that point on.
So on Monday when you arrive in camp, you'll have a chance to get set up. If you have more than one vehicle in your group, there will be a spot for one vehicle to park in the unloading area in the lower parking lot. Then the other vehicles can park up on the hill, and we'll just make sure that you have everything situated that way. Then we will go to swim checks if you have not done it. If you're going to be in Beckler, there's places to swim and there are hot springs there. In the Tetons, there's fewer places to swim, but if you'd like to take a swim check at Camp Loll after that long dusty road, you can do that on Monday in the early afternoon. Beginning at 4:30, there will be an orientation for all high adventure groups that will meet in the lodge, and you'll go over there some bear safety, reviewing of bear safety and leave no trace camping principles. Also reviewing of the itineraries so that you can see where your campsites will be. And Jody can give you his contact information, but sometime after April, Jody will have an idea of where your campsite reservations may be. We'd like to just ask you to be flexible, because there are often times where campsites need to be changed because of a weather hazard or bears in the area or carcass or something. And so the final itinerary is given to us 48 hours before your trek. So that will be shared with you when you arrive in camp on Monday. And then we will have a chance for you to practice the cooking system Monday night as you cook dinner there in camp using the backpacking stoves, making sure that you or your equipment is all working properly for you there. And then that evening before you go to bed, you'll pack a sack lunch for the next day. And then if you'd like to attend the campfire up on the Campfire Bowl, it's a beautiful spot above the lake. We do that also Monday night.
And one of the wonderful things, of course, your camp guide, the individual that will be leading the hike and has been on this hike, will be with you all during this time to make sure that if you have any questions or if you have any concerns, he's there right there at your side to helping you along the way to make sure that all things go smoothly. So, of course, that brings us to Tuesday morning, and I hope that we'll get up bright and early. We usually, again, suggest that you get up early enough to start packing. Doing the equipment checklist, making sure everything is ready to go, water bags all filled, and again load the vehicles. And then at 6 o'clock, most of our groups will have a breakfast there in the dining hall with us, so you don't have anything to have to wash dishes and that kind of stuff, to allow you to get out on the trail as quickly as possible. As you head out into your different directions, again, we would ask that you plan to provide transportation to your hike destination, to the trailhead. If you even have room for one extra, it would sure be easy for you and for us if you had room for your guide as well, so we can guide you to the different locations. On Monday night, as Leif was talking about, we will sit down and go over how the pickups and drop-offs will work. Sometimes some of the treks are on a loop, so you come right back to the vehicles. Other times there needs to be some shuffling of some vehicles, so there's a vehicle at your exit trailhead to make it possible to get your group all back together again. But all those things will be discussed with you on Monday, and we'll have a good plan and make sure that everything is taken care of before we send you out there on Tuesday morning. Again, it is our desire, and as we set up the campsites, we try to make sure no campsite is very far away, any more than 6-7 miles, to give you plenty of time to get there. But again, the earlier one leaves, of course, the better. For many of your hikes, you'll need to be stopping at places to pick up the reservation or the permit, as it's called, and so you need to save some time for that. And oftentimes, as you stop, the rangers or the park service will want to talk and again reiterate and make sure that all is well as we're heading back into the backcountry, and that we're following and are aware of all of the rules and policies that keep us safe. And so that takes care of Tuesday, but then we've got many days yet ahead of us.
So from Tuesday through Friday morning, you'll be out on the trail camping in backcountry campsites. If you're in the Beckler area, at each backcountry campsite, there will be a bear pole that's attached up in the trees about 12 to 14 feet high in the tree. That bear pole marks the core of your campsite, where you'll come in, and that's where you prepare your food, and that's where you leave your food. Your tents will be set up at least 100 feet away from the bear pole and in a safe area, and then you'll be able to do that. In the Tetons, if you're camping in the group campsites, they have a bear box in the core camp. Or if you're in the wilderness, you can use a bear vault, which is equipment we'll send you if you're going on the Teton Crest Trail. The bear vault looks like this. That will hold food and other scented items. A bear can't get into that. If you're on the Jedediah Smith trek, then we'll be bear bagging in the wilderness, and the campsites in the Jedediah Smith wilderness are not designated campsites. This is a true wilderness camping, so we'll be camping in different spots and setting up a low impact, leave no trace type camping, and it will be a great adventure as well. But it's the least improved of the three campsite treks. So.
And then to finish us up on Friday, as you come back into camp, as you make your way out of the wilderness into your vehicles, we would hope that you come back into camp. There we'll have showers all set up for you. Get the equipment end up turned back in. We have an evening campfire program that we hope that you'd enjoy and come and be available to be a part of. And then on Saturday morning, as you depart, of course, we provide a breakfast for you. The breakfast the commissary usually provides is a no-cook breakfast. So for those individuals who would prefer to eat on the road or not have to dirty equipment or a lot of utensils, etc. before they're trying to leave, we think that those things will be very helpful to you as you prepare to leave. And again, just like as you arrived, again, if you watch the other videos, you know the cautions of going slow on the dirt road and to save your tires and to make sure you're not having an accident for other individuals who are coming the other way, thinking that they might be the only ones out on the road. We also have a little equipment that we want to talk about, so you can kind of be prepared of what we provide, and Leif will give little pictures here of demonstrations. We do provide, as part of your experience at Camp Loll on our high adventure treks, a stove with a cook. What's called a baker's bake pack set. We found this to be very, very helpful and provides excellent food. So we provide that. That also includes all the utensils. So forks and bowls and plates, those things that you might need are all included. We also provide water.
Could I just show how this works? So this is the way the bake packer set works. You'll put the food that you're cooking inside of a bag inside the bake packer pot, and what that does is it makes it so you don't have to do any dishes or cleanup. This is the safest way to cook in bear country, and this will make cleanup very easy. There's no need to wash dishes in this case, or anything else. These meals will cook just like this, like you see here, and then each of these meals and cook sets is set up for 2 people, so you can divide up the equipment and the food with a buddy as you plan how to get everything there.
And though not required, a suggestion we often make is if you think this would work well into your program, is that oftentimes the senior patrol leader or the venture
crew president
oftentimes is paired together with the staff member. I think that gives them an opportunity to be able to associate a little bit more and hopefully some good styles of leadership and examples of what scouting look like can rub off back and forth between your great people that you have and the ones that we hope to send with you. The little reminder of some of the things you would want to come prepared for. In many of the different destinations, there are no campfires allowed due to the impact, of course, that campfires can end up having. There's even a few spots where campfires may be allowed due to the regulations, but we at Camp Loll worked it out through the Park Service and the Forest Service, where we try to practice the no trace camping and try to leave as little impact as possible. And so again, we would ask that you would come prepared not to have campfires, obviously unless for of emergencies, but it is our hope that if we follow all the rules, we won't have any of those emergencies. But again, come prepared to have a great time. But campfires are not allowed in most of the places where we end up going. If you're going to any hike destination that will have water fording, and that certainly is going to be true at Beckler especially, you want to make sure you bring water shoes or fording shoes. It's very important that they have a heel strap or something that secures them to the feet so that the current won't whip away a flip-flop or something like that. So something to be aware with equipment. And of course, all the other things that we know that we learn throughout the year in our scout troops, how to layer, good foot protection, all those things you want to make sure. And although it's not equipment, one thing that we would highly recommend, and I'm sure you're already doing it, is to go out there and get some practice hikes in with the backpacks. Again, build up not only our strength, but also our confidence, so we're going to be able to make these destinations and have a great time.
Great. Well, we would like to when you return to camp on Friday, is this?
Yeah.
This right? When you return to camp on Friday, after your trek is completed, we will have you come back to the lodge to check in the equipment that you borrowed from the camp, and then we will have the showers reserved for your group, so you can go over and take a nice hot shower there at camp. Then we'll have dinner in camp, a Friday night campfire program, again up over the lake. It's a beautiful flag ceremony and campfire program. Then you can head out early Saturday morning. There's this there will be some breakfast food you can pick up that you can eat either before you leave or take with you and eat along the way, and that will get you through the week on to Saturday.
I know that there may be questions that we haven't even thought of, and of course before we're done, will leave all of our contact information. Some of the things that of course I can think of that maybe are in some people's minds. Just be aware that by the time we're all together this summer, there are great hopes out there, and I would include myself, that COVID may be a very different type of phenomenon, but just know that regardless of where we're at with our health and safety, that we at Camp Loll, and I'm sure that you would have our support with this, will be following all the guidelines that are given to us, whether it's through the Teton County under our jurisdiction. Of course, the BSA will have some policies in place, and we, being scouts who believe in being obedient and being cheerful while we're being obedient, again, we sure appreciate your help and support in following whatever COVID protocols that are left. And again, let's all pray together that there will be few and far between, or maybe none, I guess, depending on how well we do as we're going forward. Another thing that may occur to you is if you have a group that's interested in fishing, let me point out that many of the hikes that we have planned are not necessarily the most conducive to fishing. In the Tetons, you will not have opportunities to fish in any streams that have fish. That's probably going to be also true in the Jed, I imagine.
Right.
There is some fishing available in the Beckler towards the lower parts. Let me just caution as you get together and prepare that it's a really good idea to either, like the whole group wants to fish, that's something you'd have to let us know about. We need to pick up permits if you're going into Beckler. But just make sure again that the groups all stay together, that they're following all the procedures. But many groups find that due to the distances we end up going and the things that we have to see, that this trip may not be, none of these trips may be the best for fishing, and might be best to be done in other places. But again, if you have concerns or questions about that, contacting us through our emails may be a way of actually getting some of those points clarified and find out exactly what your groups are interested in.
If you'd like to contact me, my email is Conner, CONNER, LG@gmail.com.
And if you'd like to contact me, again, my name is Jody Orem, and the email is jody.orme@hotmail.com. And as Leif mentioned earlier, sometime in late April, there's a good chance that I might have an estimation of what campsites that they're reserving for us. But as Leif mentioned, again, until 2 days before, we have a little flexibility in the event that they do end up changing some of those things on us. Again, we look forward to serving you. We look forward to showing you some of the most beautiful country that God has given us, and again, an opportunity to be able to keep scouting alive by doing the wonderful outdoor programs that we're all involved in.
We look forward to seeing you this summer. Thank you.
Thank you.